Okay, so welcome to another episode of Nobody Asked. I'm Viva. I spent way too much time online. I know a lot of stories, and you didn't ask for these stories, but I'm telling you anyways. And just to say this before we started, this is just all gossip between us, purely for entertainment. Nothing is meant to harm anyone or intended to hurt anyone. Okay, so as I said in the first video that I uploaded about Ed and Rose, that the Ed lore is very, very big. And it doesn't end there with Rose. It doesn't end in Philippines. It keeps on going. And it's a saga that I feel like it never ends. It's like Ollie London with his multiple personalities and DNAs, but this time is with Ed. A little quick recap. We already looked at Ed and Rose of their very short-lived 3 to 4 months relationship where Ed survived. He tried to survive in the Philippines. Naturally, that relationship didn't really end well. In that season, there actually is a tell-all, which is basically an episode where they take all the cast members, sit together, and talk about all the shit that happens in that show. Rose and Ed did not end well, and that should be the lore to Ed and everything. But then TLC was like, you know what, Ed? We got a new show for you. This new show is called 90 Days Fiance, The Single Life. Yes, we are now following Ed through his single life. I don't know if it's like a prize for us or like a punishment for us to be able to witness this, but it's a lot. This show is essentially made for those who didn't succeed in before the 90 days, and they franchise it into a different one where we follow their single life. And yes, Ed is one of them. Now, I don't think I need to explain who Ed is anymore because I feel we basically get the gist of who he is, how he is. But I want to debrief on what we're working with. We're working with Ed, who is now 55 years old. Yay! He got a year older, hopefully more mature. He's now single again, and the first time we see him on the show, he's basically in an outfit.
Like there, sugar mama. Like your sugar mama. I am Big Ed, and I live in San Diego, California.
So opening up with the scenes, people are like, why are you in a costume? What are you doing? What's the photo shoot? We realized that photo shoot is basically Ed hiring a professional photographer to take pictures for him for his dating profile. He literally hired a professional photographer for this. And yes, he's on dating apps. From what he said from the start of the show, he's on 4. And he was like, it's not working for me. Like, I need to find love. I want to find love. I don't deserve love, but I want to find love. So his solution to this problem is not to, go to therapy, get himself out there. But his solution to his dating problems is essentially he needs to go on more apps. So now he's on 6. If the first 4 wasn't working, then why would the additional 2 work? I don't understand. Now, in this timeline, 8 months has passed since the Ed and Rose situation. And Ed again was like, I'm ready for love again. The last situation hurt me so much and I was heartbroken, but I'm ready to find love again. So let's start from scratch here. Ed was describing his ideal woman again. She needs to be hot, cute, and then short as well because of his height. And it needs to be someone better than Rose. And he was having lunch with a dating coach. He casually mentions that he has someone that he likes already. And this person, her name is Liz. So who is Liz? Liz is 28 years old. Liz has been friends with Ed for about 2 months, and she works at Ed's favorite restaurant, which apparently he visits very often and almost every day. And the way they met was really cute. She was with her kid, and I think Ed gave her a sticker or something. The kid laughed and they became friends. Voila. And yes, I think we're starting to see a type here. Rose has a kid. Liz has a kid. They're both young. I see a pattern. But yeah, he wants to ask her out, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know how to ask people out." And the dating coach was like, "Just do it." So Ed was like, "All right, tonight I'm gonna go to a restaurant. I'm gonna drag a friend along, and I'm gonna ask her out."
I am not at all a pro at asking women out, obviously. And I'm having a hard time reading her, especially because she has her mask on. So, hey, I think you're amazing. And I want to ask you out on a date so we can get to know each other.
And yes, he successfully got a first date with Liz. So the last season with Rose, we can see that Ed was very much obsessed with the fact that Rose was unfaithful to his thoughts, that because she's not telling him about her past relationship, she is unfaithful, that she has 4,000 friends on Facebook, she could be cheating. And it doesn't really come over to this season, but this season we see a more insecure Ed and a more erratic. His major fear in this season is basically being friend zoned. He is friends with Liz. They're in the friend zone already. I'm not too sure how this is going to play out. It is awkward in a few parts, but I think the date went pretty well. Liz didn't really show any extra signs of, oh, I really, really like you, but like, oh, this is actually a good time, but not to the point that I really, really like you just yet. On this date, Ed found out that Liz actually was married twice and got divorced. And then she was still a bit hurt about the divorce. I mean, it's very recent. I think she just got out of the divorce 2 months or a couple months before Ed asked her out. And Ed, he's like, a red flag. And I'm like, sir, at age 55 and you're still going on dates, or you've been on a TV show that you have publicly humiliated a girl and showed who you are, I think that's even more concerning in my case. Eventually, he scored a second date, and he planned the second date to go to a goat yoga. You do yogas with goat. I've always heard puppies with yoga, but never a goat. And for the first date, remember that he used his mayo on his hair before meeting with Rose, and he was like, I don't want to smell like an egg salad. Yeah, he also did that for the first date as well. I don't know why. It maybe works. That's why he's still doing it. But for the second date, he's like, I need a shave because we're going on a yoga goat kind of thing. I want to look pretty. I want to look good. So he starts shaving, but he used like the hair removal cream. You know what he used to put on the cream? He used a paint roller, a damn paint roller.
I want to look good for Liz. But when it comes to my manscaping, I'm a little bit out there. I don't like a hairy back or a hairy chest, and it just makes my skin smooth.
Why do you have to use a paint roller? Also, his mom moved in to live with him as well, to take care of him. And he was like, I'm so happy that I got my mom to take care of me. And he told his mom that I want to be in a relationship with Liz. I think we're ready. I think from that first date that we had, this second date, she is the one. I really like her. And this is before the second date. And I don't think I should even be surprised at this point because he literally bought a ring for Rose. And yeah, he still gets the green light. There is a third date. The third date is a meetup with the mom. So she met up with his mom. They had a lovely dinner. It was a bit awkward at first because Ed literally just dropped her in like, oh, here, go have a chat with my mom. Now, remember earlier that I said that his biggest fear is being friend zoned? He said, his word, to get out of our friend zone, he needs to go in for the kiss. And if she turns away or whatever, he's been friend zoned and he should stop. So he was like, I'm going to go in for the kiss.
Where's your car at?
Like right there.
Cool.
Thank
Awesome.
you. You can't do that.
Why not? I kissed your nose.
No.
Too soon?
And Ed came back, sat in the kitchen with a drink, and pretty much just starts questioning the entire relationship.
I moved too fast. She doesn't want a romantic relationship. I think she sees me as a friend. And you know what's so funny is like my brother, he told me one time, look, when you meet the one, it's going to be easy. And this is not easy.
Like, he's so dramatic. But in this case, he was just like spiraling. And then the producers was interviewing Liz saying like, oh, what happened? And she was like, oh, I'm worried. So she got back into the house, had a talk with Ed saying, here, I don't want this to ruin our friendship and what we have going on here. And then they ended the night with a hug. And that was okay. So after that day, things start to feel a bit different. Liz wants to move at a slower pace while Ed's just like, I'm going to go to a honeymoon phase. Like, where should we go? Should we go to Cancun? And then one night when Ed visited the restaurant, Liz wasn't working, but Liz was having a drink with a guy. Ed was furious. He was fuming. He was livid. He was waiting for Liz to come up to talk to him, but Liz was like busy talking with the guy. So he literally walked up to the table, said hi. Things got awkward. He left. And later that night, Ed goes to Liz's house and talked to her about it. And yeah, Ed pretty much brings up what he saw and witnessed.
So I actually thought you were on a date. And I'm like, here we go again. I like somebody and it's gonna fail.
And Liz calmly explained that he was a coworker. I'm having a drink with a coworker.
He's my good friend as a guy friend, and there's nothing between us.
Okay, hold on one second. And then I saw you guys walk into your car one night.
I mean, God forbid a friend would want to walk their friend to the car so they can get home safe, and especially if their friend is a girl. And remember, this is just 3 dates and they're not in a relationship just yet. And Ed is showing a very controlling manner.
I just don't want this to be a problem, and I don't want you to get mad at my coworkers. I'm not gonna stop hanging out, like having my own life and being independent and everything like that.
I'm sorry, did you see his face? Did you see the look that he had on her? He was like, you are bullshitting. Like, I don't believe you. Ugh. Thank God this girl had some like conscience in her. She was like, this is the first time that I had friends to hang out with. So if I can't have friends to hang out with, I'd rather not be in a relationship. And Ed was like, oh my God, sorry. I overreacted. I'm so sorry. You're just so pretty. I just get so insecure. I'm so sorry I overreacted. And they made up. Ed asked her if she sees him as boyfriend material. And this is where it kind of falls downhill. Liz said yes. And because she said that, the bells in Ed's head was like, ding, 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 ding. I'm going to go forward. I don't care who says anything, but I'm going to go. So yeah, he invites her to a wedding to be his +1. And she says yes. They fight, they make up, they fight, they make up, they fight, they make up. And it's a very reoccurring pattern that we're going to see in the future as well. But before the wedding day, Liz went on a night out, a girl's night out. She texted Ed saying this, and she bumped into her ex-husband, which is the second divorce, which really hurt her. And Ed literally accused her that she is still in touch with her ex. She intentionally invited him out to go have drinks together, and he literally just like, that's it, you're unfaithful. And Liz was like, hold the hell up. Please just calm down. Like, this man just literally accused her of something she didn't do. And then he's like, I'm watching you. So she explained her point of view. And then Ed was like, oh, yeah, she's actually telling the truth. Oh, shit, I overreacted. I'm so sorry. You're just so pretty. I get insecure. I'm so sorry. Again. And also, are you still going to the wedding with me? And guess what? Yes. She still says yes to this. I'm just like, I just don't understand what goes on in her head. I remember I said this for Ed. I don't think I would be saying this for the girl as well. Because this wedding is basically a 2-night out of town kind of thing. They booked a hotel. And then the morning of the wedding, Ed was like, okay, I would like to introduce you to my friends as my girlfriend. Would you be okay? And she's like, and it's like, will you be my girlfriend? And she literally says yes. I cannot save this girl. I literally cannot save this girl. And Ed was like, yes, she's my girlfriend. I got a girlfriend. Let's move to the next space. Would you be my daughter? He said that 10 seconds after she agreed to be his girlfriend. So they flew to Las Vegas to meet up with Tiffany, his daughter. Tiffany is now 31 years old. Liz is 28, which means practically they're the same age. And to calm her nerve, Ed literally said this.
You gotta relax. You two are the same. Tiffany,
Not that that's not a bad thing to hear from you, but it is a little bit weird that you keep saying that. Oh,
Okay.
you're the same.
I don't think that's appropriate to say even. And also, I don't think that's a good way to calm someone's nerve system down. And that's just weird.
But I was telling her that you guys are like the same.
I'm gonna say that weirds me out. That's just awkward as fuck. That is the last thing I want to hear. Like, I don't want to hear, oh yeah, my girlfriend is like you.
Like, sir, do you want a girlfriend or a daughter? I think that in this table, Tiffany seems to be the most normal, which is a bit concerning because I thought Liz was normal at first. And Ed and Liz also had a night out afterwards with Ed's daughter, Tiffany, and her friends. Shit happens. So Ed explains what happened, that they went to a club and Liz got upset because she overheard Tiffany and her friends talking about her. So they went to the hotel. Ed was trying to pester her to tell him what's going on, but she wasn't in the mood to tell, and she booked a flight back and left him in Vegas. And he was devastated. He was like, I had a panic attack. Look, I think if you're that upset that you need space to think and that person is not giving you space, I think that's a valid point, but not to the extent of booking a flight back. From what I see here, my conclusion is that both of them have issues. Ed has some major serious jealousy issues, jumping to conclusion issues, his insecurities, and Liz also has problems with communication because she shuts down when things get hard. And you never want to do that in a relationship. And you should talk out your feeling and not shut people out. And also, she also says that she has commitment issues from the previous relationship, that she's scared to be hurt again and everything. They both just need to work on themselves. They need to see a professional to talk about this, not to go on TV and broadcast their entire relationship for the people. Now, this section, I literally named it as Back on Track, baby. They have their ups and downs for sure. For what we're seeing in the 12th episode, they are in a good place. They're all happy. At some point, I think Liz was feeling the age gap issue, and then she distanced herself a bit. They start over again. They start from scratch, and they went on a beach date, which was really nice. And Ed was like, oh, I feel like I'm her priority again. I feel important again. I think we're in a good place. So, Liz, will you move in with me?
I want my home to be our home. And I want to ask you to move in.
That's another fast move.
She says Ed is moving too quick, but then she says yes. This girl, I don't know what is up here. And by the end of that interview, he dropped a bomb. He said that, oh, and I got a ring. Like, he is ready to propose. And even the producers was shocked. Like, wait, hold on. You got a ring? Are you going to propose? And Ed's like, no. I'm going to propose after we move in, and we're going to work on our relationship. Now, why I love 90 Fiance is that after the season ends, they will have a tell-all, which basically gathers all these people in one room so they can talk their problem out. And most of them, they're problematic, and they're very interesting people, and they have their specific views on things. So it gets very heated. It's very, very interesting. There's so much character that I would love to cover their story. There's Colt, who is a mama's boy, and Vanessa, who I don't know what their problem is, because every time I switch their scene, they seem to have a problem. But yes, the last time we saw Ed and Liz on this season is that she's moving in with Ed. And the episode started out with Ed coming by himself, and he was like, I'm devastated. I just don't want to talk about it. I don't want to see Liz even. Like, I don't want to see her. And then the cast member was like, oh, like, how is things? And Ed literally chokes up and starts crying and was like, I don't want to talk about it. And to the camera, he says, I thought she was the one, but she was the wrong one. And he starts crying. During the tell-all episode, we find out that they broke up.
We broke up.
You broke up.
Yeah.
We broke up a month ago today. You blocked me and went to Vegas and ranted about your sugar babies.
But apparently they also broke up and got back together 7 times before this as well. This episode is basically us, the viewers, being in that room and being able to physically and verbally just talk to Ed and ask, like, what's going on in your head? What are you doing this for? Ed literally had the entire cast ganging up on him. And I was just seeing Cole just shouting at Ed. And honestly, Cole is the worst person to be shouted at because he's also horrible as well. So I was like, oh, shit. And here we also learn a few more things as well. A little more insight on what went behind the scenes. Remember the flight that Liz took and left Ed in Las Vegas? Basically, that night, Ed was the one who started it. Ed went on his phone and looked at flight. So Liz was like, oh, okay, he's going to leave me, so I will book my flights then. So she booked the flights. And Ed eventually didn't book the flights, but he was the one who started it. And he didn't mention that in the interview or anything at all. And now it's coming to light because Liz was like, because you did that. And he's like, I did. B, Liz says during their arguments, every time they argue, Ed would be like, just leave.
He would tell me all the time that it wouldn't work out between us. And it scared me that I would lose him.
And the last time that she left, she never came back. And Ed was devastated. He was like, why did she leave me? I mean, excuse me, sir. You did tell a person to leave the house. And now you get shocked that she actually leaves? It's like how he got shocked when Rose got upset to hear that he didn't want a kid while her dreams were having kids. And he got upset because of that as well, because she got upset. Oh, and also, there is so much insight you can get from just a tell-all. Before the show, and I don't remember her name, but Ed walked up to her, said hi, said in the interview was like, I can get with her. And also went up to her and says, can you tell your roomie that she's pretty?
He came up to me behind the scenes and he told me to say hi to my roommate and that she's really pretty.
Oh, shit.
And Liz was like, oh, but I know that he loves me.
I know that he loves me. And I'm not saying that was okay, but he's single right now.
Girl, we have been saving you so much. We've been trying to, but this is just impossible. And that is what's happening in the tell-all. And after having multiple fights in that episode, in front of everyone as well, they made up and said, I love you. I want to give us another chance. Please, please give us another chance. Let's do this thing again. Now, I'm confused.
I'm so confused right now.
I'm super confused. The entire season, I'm just seeing a back and forth of, I hate you, leave. Oh, I love you, leave. Literally, what are they doing? Like, make up your mind. Do you want to be together or not? So my take on Ed is now a bit different because now I have so much insight on him. Now I can see him as someone who, say, if he says mean things to you and you're like, excuse me, that's really hurtful. You just said something really mean to me. And he would beat himself up. He would blame himself. He would blame the heavens and earth that would kill him and he's gonna die and he's gonna die alone. He's not gonna be loved just because he said something mean and you called it out. And he would do that up until the moment you felt bad and you had to apologize back. That is how his mechanism works in every argument. And then Liz falls prey to it every single time. So that is where we leave the Big Ed situation for now, because after watching this Ed lore for this part, I know it's not the end. There is more to it. And I'm just in shock at how long this goes on for. Like, we're talking about engagement. And I'm telling you this because it gets very messy. And every time I watch a recap on it, I'm just like, what the hell is going on? I genuinely need a full cleanse. Maybe an eye wash as well. A brain wash. I don't know. Anything to cleanse me out of this. Unfortunately, the Big Ed lore is not yet finished. It's still going. It's still the start. But yeah, thank you for tuning in on this episode. And as usual, nobody asked for the story, but you're absolutely welcome. I'll see you in the next episode.